I'm currently working a job, and I was offered another job that's paid better.
Utah's unemployment rates are the lowest they've been since 2007.
Basically, it shuts down our operation.
Cold weather brings Utah construction to a grinding halt.
Orem police are looking for 2 missing children. Welcome to NewsLine. It's November 19th, 2019. I'm Chris Jacobs.
And I'm Kim Peterson. Utah's unemployment rate has dropped to 2.7%.
NewsLine reporter Valentina Yingling has the details on how Utahns are finding jobs and even becoming their own boss overnight. Valentina?
Utah's unemployment rate is on a steady decline and is the lowest it's been since 2007.
I'm currently working a job, and I was offered another job that's paid better. It's had better hours for my schedule, and it's working out better for myself. So it's been really well.
With technology advancing, new job opportunities are available to anyone with just a cell phone and a car.
I think I started working within 2 weeks after applying.
After being let off from a pharmacy, Lara Pfister began grocery shopping as a part-time job.
Well, at first I started doing Instacart because my old job was downsizing and they were getting rid of all the employees. So it's like, okay, well, I have to do something until I get a new job. So I started doing Instacart, and then I ended up getting another job where I also got downsized just recently. October, I just started to go full-time.
Lara is now a full-time shopper for Instacart. Instacart is a grocery delivery service where you can get your groceries delivered to you from the convenience of an app. With the sign-up process taking about 24 hours to complete and approve, you can begin making money within a week.
I think it's really great, especially for people who need the flexibility.
Lara controls her own hours and does all of her work through the Instacart Shopper app. Jobs similar to Instacart, such as Uber, Lyft, and Grubhub, are allowing Utahns to become their own boss and make money from the convenience of their cell phone and their car. These jobs are on the rise and are bringing the unemployment rate down. For more information on how you can become an Instacart shopper, visit shoppers.instacart.com. Reporting for NewsLine in Salt Lake City, Valentina Yingling.
A Utah man will be spending up to life in prison after the rape and murder of a West Valley girl back in 2015. Jaden Sturzer was 15 years old when he lured 12-year-old Kaylee Vigil from her home, asking her to help him find a cat. Sturzer pled guilty to her rape and murder, and as part of his plea deal was expected to be held at a youth detention facility until being tried at the age of 21. But the now 19-year-old's day in court came early. Yesterday, a judge sentenced Sturzer to 15 years to life for Vigil's murder and 1 to 15 years for her sexual assault.
Police are currently looking for 2 runaway boys who were last seen at a behavior hospital in Orem. 12-year-old Patton Sawyer Graves, who goes by Sawyer, has blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen in a t-shirt and jeans. Another runaway, who is 15 years old, may still be in his company. If you have any information on where they may be, please contact Orem Police.
A Provo woman crashes into a UTA bus with her car. The crash happened just before 7 p.m. last night. The 2 vehicles collided in the middle of the intersection on 9th and 9th in Provo. The woman crashed into the front side of the bus, damaging both her car and the UTA bus. Witnesses say the bus was turning left when the car failed to stop at a red light. When the crash caused a traffic jam along 900 East and 900 North, the backup lasted 40 minutes until police officers could clear the debris from the intersection. The bus luckily wasn't carrying any passengers, and the woman in the car was uninjured.
Construction of a new Interstate 15 pedestrian bridge connecting UVU to the UTA Frontrunner station in Orem will be beginning. The 1,000-foot structure is designed to make public transportation easier and more efficient for students, along with alleviating traffic on nearby roads. More than $30 million have been allocated for funding of the project. The completion of the bridge is projected to be December 2020.
Several construction projects are still underway across Utah Valley, but with winter weather on its way, construction may have to come to a standstill. NewsLine reporter Eliza Fellows is live in Provo. Eliza, how do the construction crews deal with the winter weather?
I don't know how they do it, because the second that it hits 50 degrees, I am freezing, and these construction workers are out here all day long. But in all seriousness, it all comes down to what they keep telling me. That's just Utah for you.
Basically, it shuts down our operation.
A little taste of winter came a few weeks ago to Utah, and while construction crews were prepared, the snow still caused a bit of an issue.
We were about -7 up here, we were getting close to pouring concrete. This heavily impacted pouring concrete and laying pavement, as they are both temperature sensitive.
Get her back inside and warm her up.
Overall, snowfall in Utah can delay construction projects for up to 3 months. On top of trying to fix all the damages from early snowstorms, crews are still trying to make sure that they are ready to go for the real deal.
We have a unique product here to where we have to keep things going throughout the winter. So when construction stops, we have to keep the sales team moving.
The main goal is to make sure that everything is safe and secure so that the public and sales teams can still travel safely through the construction.
Putting lids on manholes, covering up storm drain boxes, blocking off the north and south end of the road so no general public can get in. Those are a few of the safety items.
But here in Utah, sometimes the snow can be just a little too much.
It adds money to the project, and it just explodes the budget.
So no matter what, construction crews are always at work, and at the end of the day, their biggest priority is making sure that everyone stays safe.
And one of the best ways that you can help is simply by just being patient. And like Chad said, him and his crew are getting ready for the winter weather and still recovering from the snow we saw a few weeks ago. Reporting live in Provo, I'm Eliza Fellows.
Get ready to shred. Brighton Ski Resort is opening its slopes today. The resort, located in Big Cottonwood Canyon, announced on social media that their winter operations will officially begin today. Brighton is the first Utah ski resort to open this year. Alta, Park City, and Snow Basin are all expected to open next week before Thanksgiving. You can buy tickets to Brighton Ski Resort online starting at $29.
And today it marks the 100th year anniversary of the opening of Zions National Park. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson signed legislation that established the national park in southwestern Utah. The park hosts more than 4 million visitors each year, creating long lines and clogging up popular areas. But in recent years, Zion ranks 4th amongst most visited U.S. national parks, ahead of Yellowstone and Yosemite.
We are on week 2 of the Valley United Against Hunger food drive, a food drive where BYU Cougars and UVU Wolverines team up to raise money and canned food to fight hunger in Utah Valley. NewsLine reporter Joseph Carson tells us where the money goes.
We together can end poverty in Utah County.
The Valley United Against Hunger food drive raises almost $50,000 every year for the food bank, most of that coming out of the wallets or pantries of college students.
Actually, just like 5 minutes ago, we had a student walk up and donate $100, and that's huge.
College students who, for the most part, barely have enough money to buy ramen noodles for themselves.
And being able to see the generosity of the students, which is sometimes unexpected, I think is really amazing. Some people just give $1, and that makes a huge difference.
They say the food bank can turn $1 into 15 pounds of food.
It does sound like magic. When a grocery store can no longer sell an item, they have to pull it off the shelves. It's still good, but they just can't sell it. Food they can no longer sell, they donate. That $1 that turning into 15 pounds of food, that we use that money to provide a truck to haul it and a driver to go get it.
I'm inside the secret vault at the Community Action Services and Food Bank, and this is where all that extra food and those donations will end up. That food ends up in the bellies of kids and families all over Utah County.
I mean, it's just like coming in a grocery store, and they walk out with some mighty fine food.
The food drive.
There are about 5 days left in the food drive, and tomorrow in the Wilkinson Center at BYU there will be a giant cupcake mural of Cosmo the Cougar. Buy 1 cupcake for $2 and your money could feed a family of 4 for 2 days. Reporting for NewsLine in Provo, I'm Joseph Carson.
A man with Utah ties will compete on Jeopardy for $1 million.
Ken. What's the Trojan horse?
Ken.
Who's Jean Lafitte?
Ken.
What's the dodo?
Ken.
What is Stella?
Brigham Young University alum Ken Jennings is set to compete against 2 other top players. Jennings has won a record 74 games straight. The 3 All-Stars will compete in a special series of matches, the winner walking away with a cool $1 million. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek says this competition will crown the best of the best.
Battle Creek Falls running trail is in disarray.
Need a loop of that. Find out why all the de-beautification is necessary. And a beloved panda cub is going home. See what the public is doing to send him off.
Plus, winter is coming to the Wasatch Front. Up next, I'll walk you through the timeline of our approaching winter storm. The full forecast is coming up.
When you think of Miami, you think of, rich, glamour, but 5 miles away from the beach, there's people who've never seen the beach. I was confused why somebody was in this situation, especially in America. So when I started Joshua's Heart Foundation, it was a key thing to be able to engage youth in the foundation, to help them participate. I think passing on the torch and lighting a new flame in another person to do good is probably one of the bigger missions that I have. So we are each making a bigger difference. That's it, just giving back and producing love for everybody.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Are the early winter blues getting you down? Luckily, there are solutions.
Bella Erickson found out what you can do to keep from feeling down this time of year.
It's just depressing when it's winter and it's cold and it's just like you want to go out but you can't.
For Aleska and many others, as the daylight hours get shorter and shorter, happiness also feels like it's in short supply. This is connected with seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. How do people cope with the gloom?
Sometimes I just do nothing about it, just whatever.
I really do like hot showers and just like staying there for like an hour.
I have like certain TV shows that do pretty good, like House MD.
If you need some for
People can feel in the dark when trying to find ways to cope with SAD. Therapist Zach Golding, who works at a mental health facility for teens, has a few bright ideas.
So there's a lot of different companies that make specific lights that increase your UV exposure, because with the lack of sunlight in the wintertime, that UV exposure, it messes with your serotonin levels in your brain. Doing something that you're motivated by, whether it's like getting a book club together or playing games with friends.
With ever-improving perspectives on mental health issues, it's good that we can shed more light on important problems like these. Until then, stay lit, Provo. Reporting for NewsLine, I'm Bella Erickson.
Smoke is taking over Sydney, Australia. Look at this beach. It's just blanketed with smoke. Many Australians right now are having trouble breathing in that thick atmosphere, and the smoke is coming from bushfires that are around the area. Here's a time lapse coming up in just a second of one commute for a driver. Now in Utah, our inversion is not near as heavy as that smoke layer, and our inversion is actually going to be gone with our incoming storm. So our atmosphere is not looking like that, but it is looking like this. Look at all of these warnings that we've got across the Wasatch Front, basically for the next 2 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. We've got winter weather advisories from Salt Lake City down to Richfield, and some flash flood watches down here in southern Utah, because we will be getting rain and snow basically for the next few days. So I want to walk you through this storm timeline, let you know how to plan for your week a little bit. Basically, you could be looking into tomorrow. Tonight we should see snow above 7,500 feet. But then going into tomorrow, Wednesday morning, we could see widespread rain. You can see this entire snow-rain mix. That's going to go on and off Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. Going into Thursday, that could be our worst day for driving, because by then the rain will have frozen on the road, and then you've got a snow layer on top from the morning. Could be bad driving conditions on Thursday morning. By Thursday night, though, that rain snow will only continue in those upper elevations. We should be in the clear by then, out of the snow and the rain. but we're really looking at a lot of precipitation for the Wasatch Front for the next few days. So winter is coming, it's here. Today we've still got fall. Our temperatures are looking lovely outside, nice and warm, 57 in Logan and then 33 tonight. Salt Lake City at 63, Provo as well. Moab down there at 65 and 42 degrees. Blanding, though, a little bit cooler, and St. George in the 70s. You're in the 70s today, but looking at your 5-day forecast, you're going to get some rain, too. Look at Wednesday and Thursday. You're going to cool down into the 50s, dropping about 20 degrees by Thursday. You could have a wet day on Thursday. That's probably your day, 60% chance of rain. By Friday, so just some light clouds there, but you'll still be a little bit cool. Saturday and Sunday, though, the sun will come back, and you'll be in some nice temperatures there. For northern Utah, though, we're going to get that rain-snow mix Wednesday into Thursday morning. So you can see we'll drop 41 degrees. It's going to get very, very cold, 29 degrees. Our lows have been just a few degrees warmer than this, so it's going to feel cool and wet out there. Then we'll have some clouds, too, on Friday, but our weekend will be clear with a little bit cooler temperatures. So it's not going to be a bad week for northern Utah, but the sad thing is that after this weekend, come Monday, it looks like we have another snowstorm on the radar. So it's a little too far away to tell, but winter's coming. I think it's here. So it's going to get chilly, but I'm sure the skiers are happy. So.
Yeah, the slush is the most intimidating part to me.
I know, driving in is tough. Yeah.
Absolutely. And with winter rolling in, you guys, the Forest Service is finishing up those fall projects. A NewsLine reporter, Madeline Rubber, actually went up into the mountains to see how these projects are going. And Maddie, we're curious, what did you find up there?
Well, I mostly saw a lot of demolished land, but I also learned why some of these projects are so important. Nature. Trees, trails, and tractors? Yep, tractors. And a few of them, up a small canyon in Utah County. This is me and Joanna Donaldson running up Battle Creek Falls. Donaldson brought me up here to see the conditions of the trail. Battle Creek is a single-track trail in Pleasant Grove that sits right below Timp. About a mile up, there's nothing single-track about the trail. We could probably fit, like, what, 4 people?
Oh, yeah.
Beside us right now. So how did the trail turn into a mini campsite? Well, the city of Pleasant Grove uses the watershed provided by the falls to bring drinking water to the city. The city noticed the water levels dropping, and when they went to look into the problem,
the pipes had completely rusted away and the water was just seeping into the ground.
Loyal Clark works for the Forest Service and says the city of PG came to them asking to replace the nearly 100-year-old pipe. The project got approved with an expected end date for tomorrow, but the project's a little bit behind. So who is to blame for all of these delays?
Runners.
Yep, people like Joanna and I, who go up during hours of operation, forcing project managers to temporarily shut down the trail until everyone is out. Little delays like these add up. For those worried about the conditions of the trail,
there is a reclamation part of a project.
So by mandate, the trail has to go back to its original form, single track, with vegetation and all. So the Forest Service works on projects like these all year long, and they just ask that people are aware of the projects that are going on so they don't delay the time in all of the projects.
Thanks, Maddie. This weekend, fans were flocking to the zoo to say bye-bye to Bebe, the panda cub. Kenzie McGuire is here with more.
The beloved Bebe the panda left Washington for his new home today. All panda cubs at the Smithsonian National Zoo moved to China at 4 years old as part of the agreement with the China Wildlife Conservation Association. The zoo held farewell events all week long and allowed fans to write letters to Bebe on postcards which will be mailed to his handlers in China. He's flying in his own Boeing 777F private plane dubbed the Panda Express. He has 66 pounds of bamboo, snacks, and water to enjoy on his 16-hour flight. And people are starting to get so sentimental over losing their favorite Bebe. People like Kristen pointed out the fact that they cannot believe that Bebe was only the size of a stick of butter when they first met him, and now he's 250 pounds of pure joy. And we could see him just enjoying his bamboo and the habitat that they made for him there. And the Smithsonian has posted in the last 24 hours their favorite gifts of Bebe the panda. This one was my personal favorite, of him just attacking everything, and he was super playful while he was there. And we received a report just about an hour ago that his plane took off, and we are just hoping that he has the safest travels and enjoys his new home. And when he arrives in China, Bebe will be joining a breeding program to help the pandas move off the vulnerable species list.
Kalani Sitake will lead the Cougars for 4 more seasons. We will tell you all the details of the big news next. And we will also tell you why this Jazz star Donovan Mitchell invited a Pleasant Grove teen to the courtside of the Jazz game.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack.
Tommy?
Go get him.
Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Did you do this?
Great job.
Encouragement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
BYU head football coach Kalani Sitake has signed to be with BYU through the 2023 season. NewsLine reporter Halston Brown is live at the BYU sports offices to tell us more. Halston?
Kalani Sitake is celebrating with his players this week. Check out this video from the locker room.
This is your coach, right? Yes, sir. He's my coach, and he's our coach. Let's go.
Kalani Sitake is welcomed back to 3 more years as the BYU football head coach after signing an extension contract on Monday. Sitake is currently finishing up his 4th season with BYU.
I'm excited to keep coaching, keep working, so just thankful to, first of all, to our players and hard work and the belief they have in the system and our program.
BYU athletic director Tom Holmoe said, quote, "We believe in him and the direction of the program. Together, we are committed to creating a bright future for BYU football." The news is being met with mixed reviews. Here are some reactions from BYU football fans.
I think that Kalani Sitake has a really good chance of fixing whatever's going on with our team, and I think that it's a good thing.
I think that Kalani is really good at pumping up his players, getting them excited, and really getting the fans excited as well.
Looks deep, fires, intercepted!
Sitake is known for not only having a great relationship with his players, but with the fans as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited for our fans, and being a fan myself, I'm happy for the fans, and I think they deserve this.
Former BYU quarterback Tanner Mangum reacted to the news in a tweet saying, quote, "BYU made the right move in extending Kalani. Next step, the program and administration better give him and the team the added resources and support needed to be able to consistently compete against the tough upcoming schedules that await them."
Kalani says that he loves Provo and he looks forward to spending more time here. Reporting for NewsLine in Provo, I'm Halston Brown. Back to you.
Thanks, Halston. Jazz stars are reaching out to a Pleasant Grove teen after being bullied. Donovan Mitchell first heard of Luke Holdaway after images of Holdaway's car being covered in horse manure started to circulate around Twitter. Mitchell found the Pleasant Grove High School senior through Twitter and invited him courtside to last night's game. Holdaway got Donovan signed shoes, a signed Ruby Gobert jersey, and Donovan even gave Holdaway his personal phone number and said to text him whenever he needs. The T-Wolves proved to be too much for the Jazz, though, last night. Karl Anthony Towns scored 29 in their 112-102 win. Bojan Bogdanovic was the leading scorer for the Jazz with 18. Mitchell added 17, while Rudy Gobert had a double-double with 16 points and 14 rebounds. The loss puts the Jazz at 6th in the West and the T-Wolves in 8th. The Jazz will look to redeem themselves tomorrow night when they take on the T-Wolves again when they travel to Minnesota. And in other NBA news, the Houston Rockets beat the Portland Trail Blazers 132-108 in a Western Conference showdown. James Harden was unstoppable as usual, scoring 36 for the Rockets. Russell Westbrook added 28. CJ McCollum was the leading scorer for the Blazers with 25. The Rockets remain second in the West behind LeBron and the Lakers. The Chiefs took down the Chargers last night in Monday Night Football, and BYU's own Daniel Sorensen was the hero in the final seconds.
Tries that under move. Rivers steps up to the end zone. Oh no! Intercepted by Sorensen.
The 24-17 win for the Chiefs now moves them on to 7-4 on the year. The pass that Danny Sorensen picked off there at the end, though, was not the only interception of the night for Phillip Rivers. That was his fourth. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes threw for 182 yards and a touchdown for the Chiefs. The win keeps Kansas City atop the AFC West. And as far as other BYU news goes, at BYU basketball, the men's team will travel to Boise tomorrow to play Boise State. So they have a good season ahead of them. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. I always like the Boise State games.
I know, right? Yeah. Especially after football this year.
A dog named Prance and its owners are happy to reconnect in Illinois after going missing for 6 years. Prance was found this summer 2,000 miles away on the streets of California. A Good Samaritan picked up Prance and took her to a shelter. When scanning for a microchip, the owner's name and contact information in Illinois came up. A semi-truck driver caught wind of the story on social media and gave Prance a ride from California to Illinois, back home. If it wasn't for the microchip, this reunion would not have been possible.
Oh,
wow.
That's so sweet.
I didn't even know that technology existed. But
I know.
Yeah, I
get a
didn't know,
microchip for a dog.
Microchips and dogs, it's like sci-fi stuff right there.
I know,
what you hear in the
Homeward Bound
movies.
sci-fi version.
Homeward Bound, the sci-fi version.
Yes.
Yeah, normally be like 2050, Homeward Bound.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us today for Newsline.
For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu/Newsline.
Have a great day.